Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu from the Box Press Studio, and from the Pastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing tonight?
Not bad.
Good, man. I got central air. Central air. So I got heat and I got central air and I got a lounge. It's all coming up Millhouse.
Yeah, sounds like a good old 4th of July weekend for you.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm
That's
gonna
right.
lose this finger and this finger.
All right. So today we are talking about the. Why can I never find the share screen button when I want it? Today we're talking about the Angel Cuesta Salomones. Cigar is 7.25 by 57. Comes out of the El Reloj factory in the United States. Wrappers Ecuadorian Havana Rosado. Binder and filler are undisclosed. Price point is $22, and the cigar was released in April of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Um, so I had a really nice beginning first third. It was like sweet, spicy, really full flavors, but by the time I got into like towards the end of that first third ish, like certainly beginning of the second third, I had just terrible burn performance. So you know, burn performance for me, typically I could manage because it's not really effective flavors. I'm not the kind of person to mind like having my lighter there and touching it up here and there, but I just had like so many countless relights. And it really charred up a lot of the profile for me. Um, yeah, it's really unfortunate. Like I hate to score so low, and I scored it really fucking low. Uh, from a burn performance. But hey, like, especially if you give me a Salamonis that's like a 3 hour something smoke, like, there's just, there's no excuse, especially nowadays with all the tools out there. Like, you shouldn't give a shitty burn cigar.
Right.
No.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I had a good start too. It was definitely some sweet baking spices, graham cracker, a little bit of wood. Kind of, really nice flavor combination. Then got a little bit of chocolate earth coffee. I was having a good time in the first third, but it sort of fell off into sort of this pleasant category in the second third. So like creamy baking spices and bread, but then this sort of wood took over. And then as it progressed, this earth kind of moved into the post draw and a little bit of tannic cedar. So it wasn't like bad, but like June said, the downside of a Salomon, I love Salomons, is that it's a 3 hour and 15-minute cigar. And so for an hour, if you're getting kind of, some creamy wood and tannic cedar, you're like, it's okay. But like, when we smoke for review, we're focused on the cigar. I'm not I can't watch Formula One, yell at Max Verstappen and ignore my cigar. I actually have to pay attention, and it's a lot of labor mentally to sort of smoke for an hour and not be wowed, if that makes sense. And then in the last third, started out with earth and baking spices. I'm like, okay, maybe it's gonna pick up. But then it kind of, fell back into this sort of woody, earthy, pleasant but not really dynamic flavor profile. I didn't have any burn issues. I did have to do a touch up. Where did I have to do a touch up? I don't even First third I do a touch up about half an inch past the shoulder. Just kind of burn just got off on me. Draw man, I'm really beleaguering tonight. The draw was initially quite tight, which I find on Salamones, so they're really resistant until you get to the shoulder, and then once it got to the shoulder, it was wide open. So all of that to say, it was a pretty average experience. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with oak, cedar, and a bold baking spice. Light creaminess joined in pretty quickly, and then the creaminess transitioned to mustiness a bit later. Second, third saw some earthiness join in, and the baking spice transitioned to black pepper. And the final third saw the cedar depart. I thought the cigar had a kind of a nice classic flavor profile, focused around a corset of flavors with a little bit of transitioning going on. Final third dropped a level as the earth became more of a focus in the profile, but I thought it was a nice cigar, fun vitola. you know, it is a commitment, as you guys have alluded to, which you know, a bit as big of a cigar this is, that's what it's going to be like. But uh, for certain occasions, I could see this being a good smoking experience. I think you guys hopefully can smoke another one and kind of get a feel for what a better burning or a overall better profile is like. Um, but the price point is high, so it's not going to be something that you're going to smoke a lot of, because price versus and the size, it's not an everyday smoke for anybody, I wouldn't think. But I'd come back to it again. There's a couple other Vitolas. There's a double Robusto and a Toro. I'm very interested in trying those out, seeing what the different Vitolas smoke like. But I did enjoy it. So I did have a cigar did go out once in the first third, so I had to relight. So I didn't have a perfect burn, anything like that, but nothing that was anything that really took the cigar down that much. But all right, let's get into the scores. We'll start at the top with Seth, who wasn't able to join us for the video tonight. He gave it a 7.17. I gave it a 6.62. John gave it a 6 even, and Jiunn gave it a 4.53. So my 6.62 matches up well. I thought it was good flavor profile through those first 2/3. Pretty good construction. Had a perfect draw. Just that, a little bit of waviness in the burn and one relight. So a little bit of deduction there, but nothing too crazy. But definitely a cigar I would be open to smoking again. But you have to have the time to be able to sit down and focus on it. And hopefully you get the good constructed version of it at that.
Baseball game, football game would be about the right amount of time.
Yep, exactly. All right, John, 6 even.
Yeah, it matches up well. I think that middle third, as we often talk about, it was kind of on the cusp of average to good, and we tend to rate down, not up. So I think if it had done a little bit more, I would have been up in the categories as you were, because my construction was near perfect, and that first third was good. So like you said, I've got a second one, and I might during a particularly long Formula One race, I might try smoking the second one to see how it performs, and maybe it'll perform better than the first one. The weird thing is, you made a comment about price, and I feel like I'm like it's a little bit of that syndrome, Stockholm syndrome, because it doesn't seem that expensive anymore. Like this new average price point of $15. I'm like, 15, 22, same difference, no big
Right.
deal.
Yeah.
It's not 30, so
Yeah.
it doesn't seem that bad, which is weird. Anyways, matches
All right,
up well.
Jiunn, 4.53. You still there, Jiunn?
Did we just
4.53.
Sorry.
change it?
I think my internet cut out for a
Oh,
little
okay,
bit.
no worries.
Sorry.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's look, I need to do a redo, and I'd love to smoke another one. I just didn't get a chance to do that this time around. And really though, like, I don't want it to make it seem like, because it's unfair, right? Because usually I just smoke one singular cigar for the review.
Yep.
We have a panel of 4 of us here, right, with our respective perspectives. But yeah, I think this is one of those where, like, if it did draw, and I'm sorry, if it did burn well, I think I will have a pretty good experience. So,
Yep.
go.
All right, any final thoughts from you guys on this one?
I do echo that. I think it would be interesting to smoke. You said there's a Robusto Toro and a double Robusto, is that right?
Just a double Robusto and a Toro.
Double
Yeah.
Robusto and Toro. I'd be interested in trying this in a Toro just to see, because a Salomon, man, like, it's tough. It's really tough to blend a cigar that big and sort of straddle that line between like flavor intensity and not, blowing your palate out for 3 hours. So Toro would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd give that a shot.
Yeah, I think that's the one I would try next, because the double Robusto is 56 ring gauge, so it's pretty close to the same ring gauge as this one, which is a 57. So I think, yeah, trying the Toro, which is a significant drop down in thickness, would be a nice kind of contrast to how this one's built. But yeah, I mean, I was very interested in this. It's a really elegant looking kind of presentation and all that stuff. So I was really curious to see what it would be like being rolled here in the United States. It was just
I didn't even think about that. Obviously, that plays a big part in the overall price, because you can't pay people. I realize that companies are trying to pay people in Nicaragua, they're making more money, but like the labor price of someone rolling in Dominican versus in the States, totally different.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a huge factor in the price. Like that probably adds $8-9 to the price just right there. So
Exactly. All right, wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Salomones.